Hello everyone, how's it going? It's Yanni here, back yet again with a somewhat new series. This episode that you're listening to now is a new series called Updated. And Updated is just something that I wanted to create in order to just talk to you plainly about where the podcast is going and new ideas, new topics, things like that. They're going to be short episodes, nothing too crazy, but they're going to kind of shift the gaze or kind of talk about what is going on with me, with life, with anything really, with anything involving the podcast and anything you guys need to know about. So welcome to this new series. Welcome to Updated. And first on the agenda for today, I just kind of wanted to go over the series lineup because I don't know if it seemed like if you've been following the pages, the Instagram page, the Facebook page, the Twitter page, maybe it looks a little bit more. Maybe it's a little bit more understandable how like I've been introducing these new series, things like that. But if you haven't, if you've just been listening on your podcast service, then it seems like a bunch of different episodes are coming out, a bunch of different things, and it might be a little confusing. So after the first season where I call season 1, where it's episodes 1 through 10, I kind of decided when I did my whole kind of rebranding, I kind of shifted from that podcast dedicated to understanding. I shifted towards there's an episode for that. It was kind of like my side sort of slogan, and it became the slogan of the podcast because I decided that I didn't want to get anchored into one sort of thinking, one idea of thinking. I wanted to explore anything that I explored in those initial episodes, those 10 episodes. And within that, I didn't want to keep myself in that format. I didn't want to do 25 half-an-hour episodes, 25-minute to half-an-hour episodes constantly, and just it'll get too stagnant. It'll be boring for me to make those episodes, and it might get boring after a while to hear those episodes. So after that, I decided to call that my season 1, my inaugural season. And now I have new series, new things that are filling the podcast with new episodes. So I've got something like Karen and Ron. It's I designed that with my sister, with Christina, who actually plays Karen in that mini series. And I wanted to create something with conspiracy theories. It was kind of around episode 6 where I decided this would be an interesting topic, but I don't want to make it just another information dump. So I kind of set it aside, and then I reworked it. I kind of changed it a little bit, maybe 10 to 15 minute episodes, something shorter so that I could do maybe one conspiracy theory per episode and kind of rework it that way. But still, it was kind of sounding too information-y, too full. It was a conspiracy theory, so I thought that they should be more fun than anything else. So that's when I kind of thought of the idea of making something like a skit. And that's where Karen and Ron came out. So I hope you listen to that. It took a lot of work, and it was a lot of fun to get everything laid out, all the sound effects, things like that. It was awesome. So I hope you find it awesome, and I hope you learn something from it, something interesting. And then we've got those multiple people, multiple voice series that I like to call them. So like Game Chat, where I have a bunch of my friends on there. We have 2 episodes of that out now, large episodes, large format, and just kind of free formatted too. So we're just talking about whatever. We have some sort of guideline, and we're just talking about what's new in gaming, what's awesome, what's cool, what do we remember as kids, and things like that. So I hope you enjoy that too. We've got Real Talks. We've only got 1 episode of that up right now, but that's a series I'm hoping to expand more on. Of course, that series features my sister Christina there, who played Karen. And we're just going to be talking about real issues on that series. Things that I know. The first episode was on Avengers Endgame, where it was a very important milestone. It's a huge chapter in movie history. But they'll expand more into new different things, into more important things. Some would say, in terms of things like life experiences, relationships, different things to get 2 different perspectives on something that's very real and something that's very important. And then we've got the other 2 series, This Is, which I'm really enjoying that series. That's just something that is focusing on one idea. This is blank. So I have 3 episodes of that actually right now. This is acceptance, this is influence, and this is ASMR, which was a very fun episode to make. I hope you listened to that one too and got a taste of what ASMR sounds like, what my ASMR would sound like. So if you like that, please listen to more This Is, which will definitely be coming. Another big part of This Is that they're shorter episodes, so you focus in on that topic and you just kind of break it down, look at it through every single angle, and they could do anything from this is acceptance, this is influence, which were kind of more very, very opinionated, very objective ideas of what acceptance is to me, what influence is to me. And then you have something like This Is ASMR, which is more technical in a sense, where I'm basically defining what ASMR is, and then of course I'm doing some ASMR, but the main idea is, what is ASMR? Well, this is ASMR. So definitely more This Is coming. And I just recently premiered the newest series called Text to Life, where I dive into literature and try to decode what it's trying to say. So on those first 3 episodes appearing in the past 3 weeks, I covered the trial and death of Socrates through the eyes of Plato. And those episodes are long episodes that featured the entire play being read out by me. The first episode was like in an accented form, trying to get into character, and then I kind of changed it up for the other 2. I'm trying to see what works for that series. Since those 2 were plays, since the first 3 were plays, sorry, they kind of worked with just explicitly reading them out, kind of like an audio book or audio play sort of format, where we just kind of read through the whole play. We have the link in the description if you'd like to go and just read along. And then we'll just talk about it a little bit before, a little bit after, and then we kind of get a little bit more acquainted with the literature, with the meaning of the words. In future episodes, this may change. This may be more of telling a story through my own words, completely. Kind of like how I told the story of the myth of Ur for season 1. And we just kind of go over it that way and just kind of fit it into what we're trying to say about why this piece of literature is important. So that's also a very fun new series, honing in again on something that's very important. And I hope you kind of get a sense of what I'm trying to do with the podcast. I know it may be a little chaotic when you see it on your feed with different episodes kind of popping up, but I'm trying to hone in on different issues, on different topics, different ideas, books, things like that, and just kind of understand things and kind of pick things and that interest me. Things that interest me and things that I hope will interest you if I bring them to light in some sort of different way, in my way. If you enjoy my way of putting things together and putting ideas together. So in terms of where the podcast is going now, I'm going to keep building on these series. I'm going to put out more episodes, more game chat, more real talks, more This Is. I know Karen and Ron is a mini series, so there's not going to be any more yet. I don't know if it'll get greenlit, let's say, for season 2. We'll see if we can find more conspiracy theories or kind of change it in a different direction with that. But definitely the others, there will be more. And of course, over time, they'll evolve and they'll change with my mindset and they'll change with your feedback. And that's really what's most important to me. It's important when you listen. And when you listen to my podcast, you listen to my work, and you understand something, maybe something that sparks some sort of idea in your head. Maybe it's just a fact, a fun fact that you can share with your friends over dinner and say, oh, you know what? I got it from this podcast that I found on Spotify or Apple Music or anything iTunes. Something interesting, something to change your life in sort of, in a minor way, but just something that'll impact you. And each one of you that have listened and downloaded have impacted me. With only 25 episodes, I've had hundreds of downloads. So I'm so grateful. I'm humbled by all of you, everyone that's listened. To the person that's listened to one episode, all the way to the person that's listened to all 25 so far. I hope you're not sick of my voice yet, because I'm planning on doing much more. So thank you for listening to this first episode of Updated. I hope you've been updated.